Welcome back to another edition of Space Invaders TV. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Rashawn, aka Looker. It is June the 30th, 2022, and peace be with all of you guys. We're starting off with part 2 of Love and Honesty. We, many times, most people, they think love is one thing and it's another, but I think and believe everybody views love differently. Me personally, I would like to believe like it's love is all of what you may need, because everyone is different. See, many people love and value things that others don't. So, I think it's someone's personal feelings, But I would like to read something from Pt.2. It says, "Love is complex, a mixed emotions, behaviors, and beliefs associated with strong feelings of affection, protectiveness, warmth, and respect for others." So that's what they're saying at Good Therapy. Another definition at dictionary.com, they'll say as it follows: what is the basic definition of love? Love is an intense, deep affection for another person. Love also means to feel this intense affection for someone. Love. So as I said, and they both are still speaking on deep affection. So I can agree with that. Like, it is a deep affection for something or someone. Just as beauty is in the eye of the beholder, love, I feel the same about. Because as I just said recently, like, where you may love, someone else may not. Who you love, someone may have loved before and does not anymore. Some people may say, how can you fall in and out of love with somebody? Or, I think it's quite simple when, as you see how the definition says, is a behavior and belief associated with strong feelings of affection, protectiveness, warmth, and respect for another. So if you don't have respect for the person anymore, you don't have any affection for them anymore, you don't feel protected or feel like you should protect them anymore, you don't feel that warmth or, once again, respect, like, there's nothing. So that's how I think and believe that you can. So, like, moving on in this segment in part 2, I just want to jump in and, I want to speak about it and pretty much piggybacking off of the love thing. And we have some folks that rush relationships. Some may move too slow for others, and some who just don't roll with the flow. And all of this goes back to basically when you're talking about that, rolling with the flow, moving slow, moving too slow and rushing. It all depends on who you are dealing with. So if you're a person that likes to rush into things, and you're dealing with somebody who just likes to take it slow and let things evolve, it's not going to work. It's going to be a forced situation. Same thing if you're moving too slow, and it's and the other person just wants to take it light. per se. You rushing. You want to jump in and have a relationship, but this person is steady. The opposite person is someone that's more wanting to get into the person that they're dating. They want to stay in the dating phase for a while until they feel like, they may want to take it to the next level. They may not have a date and time on it either. What I noticed in my past, and when you deal with folks that like to rush relationships, whether it's business relationships as well included, there's always something else behind that. Sometimes, and things like that often make me, and I believe it makes a lot of the opposite person that is feeling rushed. It gives them. You may form some type of anxiety. You may get a little weary, and you may start feeling, a little shaky about the relationship if the opposite person is rushing it. And that's never a good thing. And if you're rushed into a relationship, that's just a recipe for disaster if the opposite person is not on the same page. You have to be on the same page with someone, in order for those reactions to work out. Rushing, or you're moving too slow, or you just don't roll with the flow. You have to know the person that you're dealing with. Because if you don't know the person that you're dealing with and you haven't really fully learned them, and you, I wouldn't say that, more so understand them. Not more so learning them, it's just understanding, because people, we are human beings, and we go through different emotions. And so you just have to understand the person that you're with. It's not more about learning them. It's about understanding them, because, I remember one time this one thing always stuck with me. I remember one of my uncles telling me one time I was dating a girl, and it was just one of them situations where it was a toxic relationship. And my uncle said to me one day, he said, what are you trying to get out of this? What is this gonna? It's not. Do you see this going anywhere? It's not going anywhere. And I was like in my late teens, and somewhere it's about 17, 18. And he said, yeah, what do you see this going? And I said, man, I'm just trying to learn her. That's all. I'm just trying to learn her, and then I want to be there for her. So my uncle stepped back and he said, you just need to understand her. You can never fully learn a person. And he said, definitely not a woman. He said, they go through different emotions. Sometimes you just have to understand them. And man, from that day, that stuck with me so much, and it changed my whole outlook on, how I would approach things in relationships, and just step back a little more and pay attention. I was never one person to rush a relationship, or I was more of a person to go with the flow. I'm more of a person like that. I would go with the flow. I wouldn't never rush anything. But I'm a person that I can understand both sides. I can kind of understand why some people want to rush things, because maybe they've experienced so many bad relationships, and then so when they think they come upon something good, and I say think, and we'll get back to that, when they think they come across a good relationship, they don't want to lose it, so they want to act fast on it, as if it's an expiration date, but not thoroughly paying attention to the person that they're involved with or trying to get involved with. That person may not even be on that level. That person may have come out of a bad relationship themselves, or maybe they're just trying to they just mingling. They're not really, you know. And most people that's in a rush, what I've noticed, they never really pay attention. They're not paying too much attention to the person that they're really dating or what have you. They're not really paying attention to them. They're so locked in on what they want. They want this person, but they're not totally tuned into this person enough to see that if they're actually rolling with their with the whole thing, or are they pushing away? And most times, if they do see them pushing away, they're and then they're addressed with the issue of them rushing a situation. They're not. They sometimes, my experience, they're not completely understanding. They always think it's something else with you. They're rushing the relationship, but they think it's something else with you. You know, when it's actually like, no, what's the deal with you? Why are you rushing? You know, take the time, because those are recipes for disaster. You know, and when I say moving slow, same thing. Like I mean, if you're moving too slow, it's because that the opposite person. If you're told you're moving too slow, that's because the other person is moving too fast. They want to move fast. They want to act fast. So, you know, same thing. Like, people just have to pay attention to who they're dealing with. If you're dealing with somebody that likes to move fast in a relationship, and you're more of a go with the flow, slow person, taking it easy, you know, casual, just whenever, you know, time permits, you guys can hang out or whatever. But this person, you know, that you're seeing, they want to rush everything, and you need to back out. When you see things at the beginning, you need to back out. You know, when you see things that doesn't really line up with whatever your idea is, and when considering some form of relationship, friendship, casual, whatever, you need to back off. You know, you need to just walk off. You need to just cancel that out, because it's not gonna end well. You're not gonna be happy at the end. Period. And going with the flow, you know, when we talk about going with the flow, that's a great thing. Like, going with the flow, just seeing how things are. You really get to learn someone. I mean, I say learn. You really get to understand someone. You know, when you go with the flow, you get to understand, like, how they move and what things make, you know, both of you happy. You know, because often most people, the average person, you know, when you going with the flow and you having good conversations and you're doing little things, and, you know, just little things, the little things, when you taking it and going with the flow, it's just it becomes the little things that tend to matter. People that like to go with the flow and I guess I can say taking it slow and going with the flow is kind of the same thing. Those type of folks, you know, you get to learn things, and you really get to see what really makes them click. You know what I mean? You really get to see, like, you ask questions, or you may go to a certain place and you may see them like just light up. You know, it's just the small things when you're rolling with the flow. And when you go with the flow, it's often, you know, that can turn into a longevity thing, and you understanding the person you with, and, you know, it often winds up being turns out to be an easy relationship. Now, I'm not saying everything is perfect, but what I'm saying, it becomes an easy relationship because you understand the person you with. You understand, like, okay, they need their space, you need your space. You know, some people just, you know, then you have those that like to be clingy. Then you have folks that don't like the clinginess. You know, everybody needs their time. Everybody needs their space. Some people think if you're in a relationship, you have to be up under that person 24/7. You know, everyone needs their space. Everyone needs a breather. You know, Everyone needs that. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, in everything that we do, when you think about working, school, uh, any task that you take on, it's always a break included in that. Like you got to take a break and a step back to regroup yourself, regroup, get your mind back in order. So some people in relationships like to be clingy, and then they'll say, well, what do you mean you don't want to be like? So you don't want to be with me no more? You don't want to be with me today? Why you don't want to be with me? What's going on? And it's like you have to give the person a break. You have to give each other breathing space. You have to give each other that time to regroup and just do things for yourself mentally, you know, spiritually and whatever, physically, whether that's taking a walk, working out, whatever it is, riding your bike, whatever it is, like you just need that time to yourself. So now we going in, and I want to talk about chivalry. Chivalry is just pretty much a term for manners. You know what I mean? Another type of term for manners in a relationship, your mannerisms. Like, do you hold the door for the woman? Do you believe in, just speaking to your lady politely all the time, and just showering them, and all of that. Just being just being respectful to your woman and everything. And I say the same thing for women too. Are you that lady that will go above and beyond for their man as well? But first I want to go in and say, I don't think chivalry is dead, but I do think that, a lot of it has to do with the way most women present themselves. So you won't see that as much. Some women are not presenting themselves to where these men have to or know that they need to honor their lady. Over time, there's been so many different things, and in ways that one a woman thinks a man is a good man, and men think their idea of what a good woman is. Like, you have a lot of women, I've talked to a lot of women over the time and had conversations, because I love to have conversations with women to get to understand what their outlook is, how they viewing things. And a lot of women I've spoken with, some of them, the first thing many have said is, a good man is someone that's gonna come home every night, and he gonna pay the bills, and he ain't gonna bother me. He gonna just let me do me, and anything I want, he gonna give it to me. And I'm like, so that's your definition of a good man. Now, don't get angry at me when I say this, right? A good man is not someone that's just gonna do those things there. You know what I mean? A good man, yes, is going to respect his woman, his family. He's going to be there for you, and a good man is going to be honest to you, and a good man is going to communicate with you. You all are going to communicate with each other. A good man is going to teach you things. As well as men, we can learn from women as well. A woman birthed us, okay? So we can learn from women as well, okay? We can't have these primitive thoughts these Viking thoughts, I like to say, and thinking that, oh, a good woman is someone that she just stays home and cooks barefooted in the kitchen, and she bring me my food, and she run my bath water or my shower. You know, she makes sure my clothes are clean. You know, she take care of my kids. That's you know, no, that's just not it. I know there's a lot of women out there that has the opportunity to stay home. They have the opportunity to stay home and take care of the children. That's whatever they have set up. That's what their home is set up as. That's what their relationship and is set up on. Where that the man can, you know, he wants to be the provider. I don't understand how it really happens in today's world though, because you know today I don't know how it ever really happened, to be honest with you, because things have always been expensive. When you think about your grandparents and great grandparents, it's always been a struggle. You know, families always struggled. You had large families. You had large families with 6 to 8 kids, and you know, the mother had to work, or you know, or the mother might have not worked and the father worked, and the mom stayed home, but they struggled. So I don't understand. You hear those stories, so I never understand when that actually worked out. You can just go back in history, and I don't know when that ever really worked out. But that's not when men think, oh, that's the woman. That is Viking thoughts, man. Get that out your head. A woman that's gonna be there for you and listen to you. Y'all can communicate. She's gonna express herself. You're gonna bring out the best of her. She'll bring the best out of you. And she's going to be there with you 50-50. She's not going to watch you sit there and struggle to hold down. You know, a good woman is going to be right there by your side, good, bad, and indifferent. She's going to have your back. She's going to be on your side, you know. And of course, yeah, she's a woman, so she's going to take care of the home, but both people living in a home need to take care of the home, not only one person. One person shouldn't clean the house, especially as a bunch of kids, especially not a bunch of kids, but if it's kids or if you have children, one person shouldn't be cleaning the house. You know, you should want to help. You should want to help your lady out. You shouldn't want to think your lady should have to clean the house up and do everything. You should want cooking together. You know, even if one of you don't know how to cook and the other one knows how to cook better than the other one, that's a time. That's a bonding time. Y'all can do that together. So that's not that, oh, she's a good one because she cook clean. To be honest with you, a man, you should know how to wash your own clothing. Yeah, you should do that. It's fine if your lady wants to do it, but you should know how to do your own clothing too. All right? You should be able to wash your lady's clothes too if she allow you. But I'm serious. Like, that's just not, you know, you should be self-sufficient as a man as well to do things around the home. The same things that a woman can do around the home, the man should be able to do. You shouldn't only be able just to do the outside work. You should be able to do things in the inside as well to help out, you know. And the same with a woman. You shouldn't only know how to do the inside work. You should be able to know how to go out and handle business and do things and help hold down the home as well financially, you know, if needed. Because if something happened to that man and he was bringing in the bacon, then what are you gonna do when ain't no more bacon coming in because this man may have got hurt on a job and or may have had a health issue that may put him down for a while? Then how are you gonna pick it up if you never ever, you know, did anything during the time you were together? I don't think you know, that don't make a good woman, because in today's world, you know, especially, and I'm speaking for just if the common, like, you ain't wealthy, you ain't rich, things are tough out here today. And so as we see right now with inflation, so what are we gonna, like, one person just can't do it. One person, you need help. Things are high. Things been expensive, okay? But so now it's gotten really expensive with the inflation. Gas almost $5 on the east. You know, on the East Coast, some places are like $5 a gallon. On the West, I'm not for sure where it's at. I know it's up there, past $5. So, like in the Midwest, I don't know where it's at, but all I know is fuel is high. So, I mean, listen, people when you talk about uh, just the cost of living, period. Okay, so that doesn't make a good woman if she just stays home and do all the housework. That's not a good woman, man. And any good woman ain't gonna let you do that today. As you see, there's a lot more independent women out here today. But at the same time, don't be so independent that you miss your blessing. Okay? And I believe I spoke about that in part one. Don't be so independent that you miss your blessing. All right? Yeah. So yeah, I believe chivalry. Yes, you there. You respect your lady. You treat her like a queen, and everything. You hold the door. You speak. You give her the utmost respect in public, and everything. You just there for her. You give her. You supposed to be that protector for her. She's supposed to feel comfortable with you. She should be able to talk to you about anything. As a man, your woman should be able to come to you and talk to you about anything. You guys should just be able to laugh, smile, cry together, everything. Y'all should be able to go through everything together. Y'all should be able to do that and have be right by each other's side with that. And that's just it. We hear many stories of like folks like, oh, well, my husband doesn't know how to do that. He doesn't know how to. Well, maybe if your husband don't know how to talk and don't know how to hold a conversation with you, and he's a grown man, he don't know that. Then you can't show him that. Or if you're a communicator, you should be able to bring that out of him. Now, if you can't bring that out of him and you don't know how to communicate yourself, then you guys got a serious problem because communication is key. All right. And everything else just gonna fall by the wayside. Because what are we doing? If you're not communicating well, how are you getting by? How are you? What are you really talking about? If you're not having conversations here and there, what are you really talking about? And if you are talking about things and he talks about, let me go back for a minute. A lot of people say, oh yeah, he's not a good communicator. That's bullshit, because people talk about what they want to talk about. Okay, people have interests. Unless you're a freaking hermit, and most people who are hermits who like to stay to themselves, they like to stay to themselves. They don't have anybody like that. So therefore, they're excused from this. So if you're a person that's in a relationship, how did that person meet you, ma'am or sir? If he or she doesn't communicate, how did you meet her? How did it get to you living together? In some situations, having children. A lot of times too, a lot of guys I hear, I know I may be going off a little bit, but let me stay with me. Then you have guys that like to, the women out here them say, yeah, my husband, he doesn't know how to shop. He doesn't like going shopping. He doesn't like doing these things. What do you mean? What did he have on when he met you, ma'am? Was he dressed like was he dressed like a whole Viking or something when you met him? A caveman? What did he have on when he met you, ma'am? See, most men out here too like the, some men ain't gonna like, but I'm gonna keep it real. Most men out here are looking for mother wives. That's what they looking for. They looking for their wife to be their mother. They looking for that instead of, looking for a partner. They're looking for their mate. They're looking for a mother, their mother wife, mother girlfriend. They're looking for that. They're looking for a mother and their mate. Okay? That's whack. And for women to enable that, that's not gonna make your marriage any better. If your husband doesn't know how to shop and doesn't like, He don't know what he like to wear. Where you don't know how to express yourself, sir? That's what you're telling me. If you don't like to shop for yourself, you don't know how to express yourself well. So if you know how to express yourself well, that means you must have a problem with communication as well. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, if you can't express yourself, same thing with a woman, you know. But what I find with women is maybe they're when I'm talking about women, when I'm looking at women and things, and I think about that conversation wise, you have women that may not know how to express themselves to the fullest, articulate what they have on their brain, and may not come out like, and they may not know how to articulate what's in their brain verbally. But if they meet someone that knows how to carry a conversation and can open them up, and a man or whatever, shows them things, they will learn to communicate. They will learn to communicate. You have to learn from someone. So if you're with somebody on a day to day and they're not, you're in a relationship with them and you're not learning anything with them, I don't know what the fuck you're doing with them. Excuse my French, because you should be, if you're having those type of weaknesses inside the relationship, and you're not and you both are not feeding off of and learning from each other, someone's not teaching the other one, then I don't know what we doing. I when I come up, I learned that, I had strong women in my family and men as well, and I learned that, hey, you can learn from a woman. It's okay, and a woman can definitely learn from a man. We are there. Men have weaknesses that women have more strength in, and vice versa. Like, your wife may be more of a person, that she knows how to talk to people when handling the business. And you may be a man that, is more so no nonsense. It is what it is, and you ain't gonna bite your tongue. But your wife, when handling business, she may see a problem, and she may know how to go around it, and fix it a little better than you. Then it may be a time when there's a business situation, and then it's time for a man to step in and handle that. Where some situations I feel when handling business, in many situations, if there's a man around, and the woman should never have to actually talk to another man when handling business. She should, the man, her husband, boyfriend, whatever, should step in and handle that. When it comes to a man talking to another woman when handling business, I believe that the woman should step in, woman to woman, and handle the business. Because sometimes, and I say that because sometimes with men, sometimes the sternness in our voice, if we're handling business with, and I'm saying only this if you're in a relationship, some form of relationship, marriage, whatever, boyfriend and girlfriend situation. I'm just saying, if you're in that situation, I believe that a man, like, because our voices are so, the tone of our voice can really make other women nervous if when we're handling business. Like, say for instance, you're trying to take care of a light bill or phone bill or whatever, okay, and you talking to somebody on the phone, customer service, and there may be a little discrepancy. The tone of your voice can maybe trip that person up, that woman up. Versus if you let your significant other handle that situation, and she steps in and has that conversation, it may smooth it over better and it may go over well. Now, let's say if your wife or whatever, she's talking to a man on the phone about a bill. He may be trying to overtalk her. He may be trying to, so that's why it's always good for another man to handle that situation, because then we on a level playing field, and you're not gonna get it off on me. This is what it is. You're not gonna pull that wool over. You see what I'm saying? You understand where I'm going? So yeah. So like I said, back to the and I went out there a little bit because I wanna get a full understanding of, listen, a good man is not, most women, okay, I'm gonna just be honest, some women I've come across, they'll tell me they want this, their definition of a good man is, I'm like, that's not, that's just not what a good man is. So uh and then I say, have you ever had any men in your life? So they had no men in their life, no real men in their life, but they telling me that they know what a good man is. And it's like, no, that's not what a good man is. Let a man tell you what a man should do, should be for you. Like, this is what a man should be for you, not just paying your bills, sweetie. Not just not just coming home and paying your bills, giving you just that. Is a little more than that. That's limited. That's you're limiting what a good man should be, sweetheart. You know what I mean? So he said, yeah, take care of the bills, and he come home every night. He take care of his kids, and that's it. No, it's more than that. It's a little deeper than that on both, for the man and women. So that's why I just dove deep real quick on you. And you often have to watch in these relationships these needy individuals too. When you get in relationships, you have folks that like to be, they just always needing something because they're never putting things in perspective. They're not too responsible, and they're always needing something. Always. Every time you turn around, they're needing something, and they're never quite putting their best foot forward in situations. Those people can burn you out. And once you detect this, you should back off. Unless you're that type of person that just wants to take care of a needy person, then have at it. But eventually it will burn you out. And that goes back to the same thing of talking about what women says about having a good man. I want to say this too. Most women that, just think back and think about some situations here, right? Many women that and I know some men might go at my head for putting it out there, man, but I gotta say it, like, most women, they think a good man is like, yeah, that man that pay your bills and you can stay home and you just be home all day. I don't know how you can really do that and don't have anything else going on, but I'm just saying they think that that's what a good man is. After a while, that man will leave them because once as he matures in his brain, and a lot of that comes from a lot of control, and that's another thing. You don't want a man to be controlling. You don't want a woman to be controlling you. You shall, with respect in a relationship, you shall be come and go as you please with respect to your partner. You know, um, but you don't want nobody to control the situation, control you. It's a difference if somebody's saying like, "Hey, you going out somewhere," and your significant other say, "Hey, where you going?" A lot of times, with me, that if I ask that question, it's like it's because, okay, if something happens, where you at? Where the last place I known that you were going? You know what I'm saying? For me, it's more a security thing, so I can know like, okay, this is where I know she said she was going, and versus if something happens, somebody said, you know what I'm saying? Nah, I ain't even know. You know what I mean? Like sometimes there's gonna be a situation you're not gonna know where your partner at all the time. But I'm just saying, like if I'm around, ain't not then I don't even ask that, because after a while, when you've been in a relationship, when you've been in a relationship for a long period of time or marriage or whatever, you don't even ask. It's like your partner might gonna automatically tell you when you have that level of respect. They just like, hey, I'll be back. I'm running over here to such and such store. Oh, all right. You know what I'm saying? Like when you got a level, it's all about respect too. When you get that level of respect in relationship, that stuff is gonna, you don't even have to ask those type of questions. That's when the respect is there. That's when the honesty, when it's respect and honesty, all right. That you don't even have to ask. It's gonna be told to you. You know what I'm saying? Um, and that's all that is. That's respect, honesty, and maturity. That's it. All comes with maturity as well. So yeah, but the needy individuals, you gotta back up off of them. You know what I'm saying? You gotta back up off of them, and that's all a form of needy to me. When if somebody voluntarily in this day and time just want to stay home, have nothing else going on in life, nothing. Okay, some people say, but what if you have kids? Okay, if you have kids and your kids are young, you don't. Okay, that's different. Okay, well, however you work that out. But I'm just saying, if someone is just willingly just wanting to stay home, no real reason why they should be, while their partner is busting their tail out here trying to provide and pay bills, keep a roof over you, over your head, and if you have children, hey, one person is trying to do this now. You got to step back and ask yourself, you don't think that brings stress on somebody? Even if they want that at the beginning, after a while, it's going to burn them out. Okay? It's going to burn them out. And if you look back in history, it has. It always has. That situation always have. And I'm not talking about nothing else but that right now. That situation right there. When one person is working, after a while, that person who agreed upon that brought that to the relationship and said, hey, I don't want you to work, baby. You can stay home. You can just do this and this, that. You can just stay home, take care of the kids, and keep the house. You know what I mean? I bring the food home. I pay the bills. A lot of times it's like most people, and I'm being a man. Most dudes, that's like a control thing. They need to know where they lady at. They don't want them out there like that. Number two, after a while, that same guy, after he matures in his brain, after he matures out of that, he's going to burn out. Because one thing, if you're not wealthy or rich, anything, because those two different things. If you're not wealthy or rich, I don't know why one person will be working if it's two people in the household. You know what I mean? So that's all I'm saying. Those are needy type people to me that agree upon that. They don't have no goals. I would never want a woman. I'm always would want a woman. And anytime I was with a female, I always try to elevate them, give them the motivation, find out what it is you want to do with yourself. You never want to keep a person stagnant like that. You want them to grow, man. But that comes with maturity and understanding, respect, and everything. Um, and again, that goes off of like, I wanted to talk about users and takers, selfishness, liars, and fakers. Um, you want to be real, you must be 100%. Don't ask for what you don't intend on providing. Okay? A lot of people get in relationships and I want a man to do this. I want a man to take care of me, the kids, or my kids, and do this for me, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, what do you plan on doing for the other? Same thing with a guy. Dude say, I want a chick like this, that. All right, dude, what are you planning on doing for her? Don't ask for something from your partner or from someone that you're not willing to produce. Plain and simple. There no ifs, ands, and buts about it, no excuses. Don't ask something of someone that you're not willing to produce. Point blank. That's like, don't ask someone to do a job that you're not willing to do. Alright? It's plain and simple. And I want to talk about, now let's talk about attraction. Alright? Even if he or she is attracted to you, they still won't lay with you because you don't meet their standards. If he or she lay with you, they don't have no standards for their for the relationship or whatever. They don't have any standards for you. They're just hot and horny at this point. But if they had standards and seek more, you would know because they would explain that before attempting to lay with you. So what I'm saying is, just because somebody likes you, they're attracted to you, or whatever, physically, that don't mean they're gonna lay with you, or they still won't. They might don't lay with you because you don't meet that. You still there's still some other things there that they're not comfortable with, and this is things that as you mature, you understand. You say, hey, I can't even have a conversation with this person. How can I really lay with this person? Um, Once you're an adult and you mature, you understand these things. You like, yeah, this person, like, I see beautiful women every day. I know women see sexy, attractive men, what they deem sexy, attractive men every day. But that don't mean that you're gonna lay with that person. Just because you see somebody look is that's just a physical thing. Because as I said early on in part one, yes, we're sexual beings. So the first thing we see, what attracts us to someone is their physical. We look at their body, everything. We see how they, how they're groomed. If they keep themselves groomed, if she keeps her toes done, is how does she dress? How does she smell? Does she keep her hair done? Did she keep her eyebrows arched? It's all things that we look at. Okay, and you look at a man, is he well groomed? Does he keep his hair done, or does he keep himself groomed? Is his teeth clean and blah blah blah? This that and the third. Like we look at a lot of things, and those are the things that attract us because that's the first thing that we see with our eyes. Now, you may that same person you may get on the time of the day because they attracted you, but then you may talk to them and you may find out that they're dumber than a bag of rocks. Now this just turns you all the way off. They have no conversation for you. They just it's just not there. Okay. You thinking, or the opposite person thinking, because they're so now a lot of people that know that like they got big heads and they like, yeah, I'm sexy, I can get anybody I want. Da, 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 da. They won't understand this. They'll think that they can lay with anybody they want, but they don't understand. No, you can't. No, you can't, because once somebody and you may let's just say you got all the hots, you got this, that, and the third. You just, no chick can turn you down, no man can turn you down, right? But you lay with this one person, and then you won't lay with them no more. You won't hear from them no more. Nothing. All right. Someone may say, okay, the sex was whack, that's why, or the man may say, yeah, sex was whack. Yeah, that could be it too. But if you know you have no real conversation, you know that you don't have really nothing to offer, then that's why they just was hot and horny. All they wanted was a quick lay, and you were in the line of fire. Okay, or should I say the sight of fire? All right. So that's just that. Just because someone is attracted to you, don't mean that they're gonna lay with you. Okay, that's just that, and you'll learn that, and you know that when you're mature, when you're an adult, you'll understand that. You'll know that you have fully hit maturity when you understand that you can look at a woman from a man's standpoint. You can look at a woman and she could be bad as hell, but then in your mind you're like, Okay, she look good. Well, yo, why she single? Like, I'm looking at her fingers for rings. I'm looking at, you know what I mean? Like, why is she single? What's going on? Like, I see a lot of beautiful women every day almost, and I'm like, why? Like, why nobody's? Well, you out and about, and you out in the, you out in a lounge, bar, whatever, um, type of setting, and you see women there, and you see them there till to the lights come on, to it's closing time. You try to figure out like where's the ring at? Why is she not married? Something's going on. Once you get mature in the brain, it's different things that and you're gonna look at. Um, when you're just not gonna only look at their physical. You're gonna start going deeper in your mind about certain things. You're just not gonna take what's on the surface. It's gonna be once you mature, you be like, oh yeah, that's a good look. He's sexy or she's sexy. Like dang, you know, and then you're gonna keep it moving, you know, um, because you're not gonna just take things for that anymore. You're not a young teenager anymore. You don't have raging. Your hormones just don't be raging all over the place just because you see someone that's sexy all the time. Like it's just not gonna happen. When you become older, you like damn, and you keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Those who mature, y'all feel me on that. All right. So yeah, I just want to wrap it up there. This is part 2 of love and honesty, and as I said, love is almost like the saying for beauty. It's in the eye of the beholder. So love is almost the same. It's like what who I may love, you may not love. You know, um, what I'm affectionate about, you're not gonna be affectionate about. What I'm passionate about, you're not gonna be passionate about. So I think love is all subjective. Like what you feel, what are your needs at the time, okay? And that's just how I feel. But don't let love blind you to certain things. What we just talked about. Uh, some people fall in love very fast. To each his own. But don't you fall in love fast. Just understand that. Make sure that the other person is on the same page with you. You know, if they're not, don't try to force them because you fell in love after the first week. Don't try to rush them to fall in love with you. Don't think that they're gonna all be on that quite there with you on that page. Some people just like to roll with the flow, of things, and some people they just don't move like that. And understand that what a good man is, and it's not just someone that just pays your bills and take care of your kids and allow you to stay home. Um, know that it's deeper than that. Know that there's more to it than that. Know that there's someone that's going to be there to listen to you. You can learn from them. Y'all learn from each other. Um, um, y'all down with each other. Y'all have each other's back. Y'all respect the food to each other. And y'all can laugh and talk about anything. That's your partner. That's your friend. It's deeper than monetary. You know, so just understand that. And the same for a man when it comes to a woman. Like, understand a good woman is just not that woman that's just gonna be in the house, tending to your children and doing all that. She's gonna be there for you. She's gonna be communicate with you, um, and y'all gonna build together. And she gonna be there 50-50 with you. She ain't gonna let you. She ain't gonna watch you struggle. She gonna be right there with you every step of the way. All right. So it's deeper than that. And understand them needy individuals. You know, um, You get away from those needy individuals, like I said, unless you just someone that just likes to take care of needy people, needy adults, I should say. Uh, if you that person that just likes to take care of needy adults that you're dating, then I say have at it, to each his own. But for those who aren't, beware of those. You know, when you see it, back up. When we see things that don't line up with when we thinking about relationships, when we see things that or things are happening that don't line up with with our ideas, whatever it is, if they don't line up, then back off. Don't cause yourself to save yourself from the drama. Is pretty much what I'm saying. Save yourself from the drama. When you see issues, back up. Stop trying to think that you can save somebody or change somebody. If somebody doesn't normally naturally start to change, if they don't naturally change from being in your presence, then you can't force it. They have to naturally want to change. They have to want to change. You have to see it. I don't know what time limit to put on it. That's all on the said person. That's all on you of the time frame you want to give. But if you don't see a person changing, you know, like naturally, and let's go back. That also goes back to saying that's when you take it. That's when you take things slow and don't rush. These are you will see the person that you're dealing with. You will start to you will understand when you're taking the thing slow. When you rushing, that's when you finding out things as you're going because you rushed it. When you're taking your time, you see the problems, and you either gonna fix the problems or you can try to fix them, or you're gonna just move on from it. Okay, like that's with anything in life. When you taking things slow, when you're going at an easy pace, you can correct yourself faster than you can if you're moving. Well, I should say quicker than you can if you're moving too fast. Okay? So just keep that in mind. Slower sometimes, a lot of times, is the better. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's my time. I just wanted to chime in with part 2 of Love and Honesty. All right? Just dropping a little game. I know some of you may already know this, some of you may not. Some people, and I just wanted to talk about these things because I've talked with a lot of friends and associates when it comes to relationships and things of that nature. And there's always so many questions arising. So that's why I chose to do this segment, this 3-part segment here. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, make sure y'all share, continue to share, like and subscribe to the page. It's Space Invaders TV. It's June the 30th, the last day of June the 30th, 2022. Peace and blessings be with all of you. Until next time, I'm out.